I'm so glad to see everybody this morning. Tell somebody, I'm glad to see you this morning. Yeah. Yeah, it feels good to be together, doesn't it? On a beautiful Sunday morning in Savannah, we can relax. This is your permission to relax. I don't know about you. I have busy weeks. I have busy days. I had a busy morning. And so I want to relax and be in this experience of spirit together with you this morning, because this is a wonderful opportunity that we have. And everything in the outside world is temporary. The only thing that's permanent is God. And who knows if we might not be able to get together again next Sunday. A lot could happen in a week, right? So don't miss this opportunity. You know, you can come here this morning and we have a spiritual show. Can I just say that? It's like Garrison Keillor. What was his thing? The Prairie Home Companion, except God, right? So we have a little music, we got a little story, we got a little jokes here and there, you know, some shenanigans, some messing around. So you can come on Sunday, watch us online. Hello, everybody online. We're glad you're here. Say hello to our friends on the internet. Yeah. You can enjoy this. I hope you do. That's part of the intention, is joy, right? Well, just open yourself, experience joy. And it's also an opportunity for transformation. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to let go, as Kyle sang so beautifully. Let go of all that we no longer want to carry around, because we teach practical spiritual tools that you can use to make your life better. And I know this is true because I have used them. I still use them, and God willing, I will continue to use them until my body is no longer on the planet, to transform my life, to draw to me the experiences that I desire. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So the good news that we offer in Unity is you don't have to die to go to heaven. You don't have to die to go to hell either. It's your choice. In every moment, we have the choice, by using the power of our thoughts and feelings, to live in a heavenly consciousness or a hellish consciousness. Now, if you have practiced living in hell for most of your life, it's not so easy to put your tent and move into move along. A lot of times we have to do a lot of work in order to let go of old patterns of thinking and behaving, speaking and acting. But if I can do it, you can do it. A lot of the songs that I write are like Amazing Grace. That's the basic message. I once was blind, but now I can see. Once I thought I was a wretch, but now I know I'm a soul. I'm a divine aspect of God in this earth suit that I'm in. So I am all about, if I can do it, you can do it too. Because I am not special. I'm not blessed. I'm blessed. I'm not chosen. I'm not any better than anybody else. I'm just the same as you are. So if I can change my life using spiritual principle, so can you. Because I was stuck in a hellish consciousness for a great, probably 20-something years of my life. I was miserable, and now I'm not. Part of me, it's not that I want to suffer, but there's part of me that's grateful that I experienced all the dark times, because it makes me so grateful to live in heavenly consciousness and to know that it's my choice, that I don't have to be stuck there. See, it's not what happened to you or what you did in your past that's giving you a hard time. It's not what you think might happen or what might happen in the future that's causing you to suffer. It's what you're thinking about it right now that's giving you the problem. And I am so serious about this. See, spiritual mastery is about not getting lost in our thoughts, not being obsessed with thoughts, feelings, outcomes that we no longer desire to experience. Now, sometimes there's a payoff to being in dark places. Y'all know this. You've been there. It's a human thing. And I'm not saying that we're not going to have bad times. Things happen in the world. It's ridiculous to think we're going to be happy all the time. But we can choose how to respond to anything that happens in our life, and it doesn't matter what it is. There's better people than me that have proven that. So you get to choose in every moment what sort of experience that you're having by whether you're going to follow the thought that brings you pain and suffering, or you're going to focus on the presence of God that is right here in this moment all the time. This is where we experience God, right here in this moment, in this place. When you go home or wherever you go after church, that's where you experience God, is right there in that moment. We don't experience God thinking about the past or the future. That is just keeping us out of all the gifts and the blessings that are right here in this present moment. Now, we have to plan, we have to schedule, we have to order our lives. Myrtle Fillmore, one of the co-founders of Unity, told us that we need to order our thoughts. The Apostle Paul says in the New Testament that each person must work out their own salvation. That doesn't mean saving you from being in hell after you die. That means saving you from being in hell right here in this moment. Work out your own salvation in your mind. Order your thoughts so they're in alignment with the divine process, which is mind, idea, expression. God comes first, then there's the idea, there's the bringing forth of the idea into the physical reality. So that's divine order, and God always comes first, and God is only found right here in this moment. Yes? So we've been studying the Sermon on the Mount. We talked about that last Sunday. It was like Jesus's biggest message that he had for everybody. Because he was speaking, we think, to about 5,000 people from all different walks of life, not just the apostles, not just the chosen ones, but to everybody. And he was telling them ways to live, how to be in the world. Here is the way. And remember last week we talked about, he told us, you are the light of the world. Now he wraps up this whole sermon. It's probably the most famous thing that Jesus talked about. And at the very end, he says, don't worry. Be not anxious. He gives this whole big dialogue about don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about what you're going to drink. Don't worry about what you're going to wear. God has got this. God has got this. Look at the lilies of the field, how they are adorned. I tell you, even Solomon in all of his glory was not arrayed like one of these. And why do you think God thinks any less of you? Look at the birds. They don't toil or sow, or they don't reap. They don't sow. They just come into my backyard and eat the bird seed I put out for them. I was thinking about the message this week, and I was sitting out on my back deck, and I have 2 bird feeders I put out there. And I figured out they really like the black oil sunflower seed, because I even put the little bitty seeds in one, and I put the sunflower seeds in the other, and they all went to the to the one bird feeder. I ended up just taking the rest of it and throwing it out in the yard, right? So I have these 2 bird feeders there, and we have lots of customers that come to our backyard to eat, all different kinds. I love the woodpeckers, are really cool. And I was sitting there thinking about this passage it's from the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter, and I was thinking about the birds. And I've got these 2 long tubes, and they have like 6 different perches on each one, and they're just all over it. And I thought, they don't have a house. Like the whole world is their house. They don't worry about where they're going to sleep. They don't worry where their next meal is coming from. They look like they're having a pretty good time right now. You know, I talk about my little cat a lot. I love my little cat. Her name is Persia. She lives under the house. Like, she's a feral cat. She doesn't want to be in the house. She's wild. She wants to be outside. She comes in to eat, and then she's like, let me out. I'm done with y'all. I got to go back outside. And just think about that. These animals are just roaming. The whole earth is their home. They are taken care of. There is a principle in a law that is at work protecting and caring for them. And why do you think that if God cares for these creatures, that God doesn't care for us? I mean, think about it. There is a principle, there is a law that works the same for everybody. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you have, what color your skin is, who you choose to sleep with, what town you're from, what language you speak, what country that you live in. It works the same for everybody. And the only reason it may not be working for you is because you think it doesn't. It's always 2 and 2 is always going to equal 4. You can prove this to yourself. You can get 4 marbles, and you can put 2 here and 2 here and bring them together, and now you have 4 marbles. And it's always going to be that. You're not going to end up with 5. If you have 2 and 2, I don't know. Maybe you will, and you know a spiritual law that I don't. But the basic laws of the universe work the same. They're impersonal. And that's good news. They're working for you right now in this moment. And one of our biggest ones that we talk about every Sunday is what we call the law of mind action. Thoughts plus feeling equal outcome. Say it with me. Thoughts plus feeling equals outcome. So what that means is whatever you're thinking about right now and charging with your feeling right now is the experience that you're having right now. So if you're thinking about something that's happening in the future and you're scared about it, that's the experience that you're having right now. It's not what's going to happen. It's what you're thinking about it right now. If you're feeling a lot of regret and guilt for things that you did in the past, you're having the experience of guilt and shame and regret now. I don't know if we were talking about this in our prayer class. I don't know if we can go back and change consciousness, things that happened in the past. I don't know if we can affect future events. If you study quantum physics, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a quantum physicist. But what I know from my experience is that if I get obsessed with something, I'm suffering. I'm in hell. And I have the power, you have the power, we all have the power to stop doing that. Awareness is the key. That's why we spend time in the silence. That's why we spend time in meditation. It's not just to feel connected to spirit. It's also to see what's going on inside of here. If every time that I sit down in meditation, the same basic thoughts start to come up, I'm thinking about something that's bothering me or I'm worried about. It's like when I'm running around busy during my day, doing everything I think that's important to do, I'm not paying much attention to what's going on under the surface. But if I'm stop and be still, see, meditation, being still, isn't just about experiencing God, it's seeing what's going on in here. Then once I become aware that like, oh, every time I sit down, I'm having this same worry about fill in the blank, then I know this is my work to do, is to release this idea. And most of the time, any sort of negative thought that I'm having about myself is connected to worthiness and undeservedness. It's believing the lie that I'm somehow separate from God, that I don't deserve all of God's good. That's the forgiveness. See, we don't need God out there to forgive us. We're already forgiven. That's already done. Like, God isn't a being that loves us. God is love. God is forgiveness. So how could we not be love and forgiveness if God is all there is? The forgiveness is the work that we have to do with ourselves. It's becoming aware of what's the main thing that keeps showing up every time I'm still? What is the main thing that keeps showing itself? And if you're doing the work that we teach in unity of identifying divine ideas, God is divine mind. We are here to express the ideas of the mind and bring them forth into manifestation. Mind, idea, expression. The source, the idea that arises from within us, that we call forth into manifestation. If we are doing that work, then whatever idea that we're focusing on, everything that needs healing around that is going to show up for us. Everything. And we're only aware of it when we're spending time being still, when we're spending time being alone. And there it is again. There it is again. And so what we learn is to not beat ourselves up for that. Like, okay, this is what humans do. This is what happens. We do worry. See, when Jesus said, don't worry, don't be anxious, he didn't say that you weren't going to worry, or that you weren't going to be anxious, or that you weren't going to be afraid, or that you weren't going to experience self-doubt. He says, don't dwell on it. Don't live in it. Don't hold on to it. Let it go. It's temporary. Everything that arises in your brain, every thought that runs through your brain is temporary. So pick the ones that you like. And everybody can do this. Like, once you get this, it's like, oh, this is really kind of simple, but it's not easy. It can be the hardest work that you've ever done in your life. But what I'm here to tell you today is that God has got this. That impersonal law is working for you. You can trust it. You can rely on it. So relax. Have fun. We were not meant to suffer. We were not created to be sad. We were not created to live an awful life and just kind of hang in there until it's time to go to heaven. We can be in heaven right here, right now. You do not have to wait until you die to go to heaven. You can be in heaven right here, right now. And Jesus taught us that. He says, don't worry. God has got this. Let go. There's another verse, and it's one of my favorite ones. And any time that I'm worried about what I'm going to say on Sunday morning or at a workshop or an event, I remind myself of this. Don't be anxious how you're to speak or what you're to say. For what you are to say will be given to you in that hour. It will be the voice of the Holy Spirit. So this passage comes from later on in the book of Matthew, where the disciples are worried that they're going to be killed because they know that Jesus, I believe this is where he's already been killed, and he comes back and he's talking to everybody. And they're like, what are we supposed to do if the Romans capture us and they want to crucify us too? What are we going to say? And he said, don't worry about what you're going to say, because you'll know then. Don't think about it right now. It may happen, it may not happen. Are you going to waste what happens right now worrying about that? You'll know what to say. You'll know what to do in that moment. And it's the same for us. If we're grounded in spirit, if we're doing our work, if we're doing our forgiveness work of ourselves, if we're doing our releasing work, we know, like Evelyn says, and we know that we know what to say in the moment. who among you can add 1 hour to your life by worrying? That's what Jesus says in the Sermon of the Mount. Are you going to add an hour to your life by fretting and worrying? No, you might actually shorten it a little bit. And another translation of that says, can you add 1 cubit to your height? Can you make yourself any taller by worrying? No, it's ridiculous. So when you find yourself doing it, just release it. Let it go. And don't beat yourself up for doing it because you're going to do it. It's like, are you going to live in it or not? Are you going to live in hell or not? So there are some things that I do in order to keep centered and focused in an awareness of my divinity, in an awareness of God's presence, in an awareness of the impersonal law that works for everybody. And one of them is something that I learned very early on in the beginnings of my spiritual journey. It was in the 12-step program that I started in. They always said, get out of yourself by doing something for somebody else. So if you're having problems with obsessive thoughts, they're driving you nuts, and you're not able to focus on God's presence. If you're really wrapped up, if something big has really got a hold on you, go try to help somebody else. Now, one of the things that we offer here is our brown bag ministry. So I want to thank everybody that came in this week and worked on those bags together, put them together. It's an invitation to you to take a couple of these bags, put them in your car, and then when you come to an intersection and someone is asking for help, you have a little bag to give them. It has the prayer protection on it. It has little stuff like socks, washcloths, snacks, toothpaste. There's special ones just for the ladies. So you're welcome today when you leave to get one of those bags, 2, 3, as many as you want to take, put them in your car, and the next time that you see somebody asking for help, offer them a bag. Usually I put $1 or $2 in each one of the bags, so there's a little bit of money for them in there too. It's a wonderful way to put a smile on someone's face. I was at Home Depot one day, and a young lady came up to my car, and she's actually related to somebody in our community. And I gave her one of the bags, and she started to cry. She says, this was right after COVID. She's like, thank you so much. I've missed these. So you never know what one little thing that you do, how that has an impact on somebody else. It may be a little thing to you, but it may be a really big deal to somebody else. And I guarantee you, when you're in that experience, that'll bring you present in the moment, and you won't be thinking about the rent or whatever it is that's on your mind, right? You'll be out of that and in the moment, in this relationship with another beloved expression of the divine. So please take one of those when you leave today. And another thing that I highly suggest is find somebody either in this community or someone that you know and trust to be a prayer partner with. I have 2 different appointments. Reverend Vicky Vanderhorst lives in Canada. She was my classmate. We've been praying every 2 weeks for over 10 years. And we had a prayer session this week, and she said to me, we were just in bliss after the prayer. She says to me, there's something about we can hold these thoughts internally as much as we want to, but there's something about speaking them out loud in the presence of another person that makes them so powerful. So you're working with your divine ideas, you're working with your affirmations, you're working with your negations, and maybe you're writing them down, you're keeping them in your thoughts, you're even speaking them aloud, but sharing them with another person. Like, this is my intention, please pray with me about this, and then you pray for each other. That will take your spiritual work from here to here. I guarantee it. I have another group that I'm in. There's 3 of us. We meet on Zoom every week on Wednesday at noon. We just started a few months ago, and it's amazing the outcomes that I've experienced from praying out loud on a regular basis with other people. So find somebody today. Will you be my prayer partner? Give it a go. And you don't have to be like the expert on affirmative New Thought prayer to do this. It's just a simple exchange between 2 people, and it will bring you right into this moment. Very present, even when you're praying about the things that you don't want to experience and you want to release. There's something about being in communion, in prayer with another person that will shift you. So please give it a try and see what happens. And I'm available to pray with you. I ask people to make appointments with me so I can give you an hour of my time undivided, that I'm focused on you for a whole hour. I'm not thinking about whatever else I think I'm supposed to be doing, right? I'm just focused on you. So email me, minister@unitysavannah.org. Call the church, make an appointment with you. And if you want to learn how to pray affirmative prayer, I'll help you. If you want to pray with somebody, I'll pray with you. Contact one of our prayer team members. They'll pray with you. You can send an email to prayer@unitysavannah.org, and somebody will pray with you. But just know that you don't have to wait. You can do it right now. You can be here now. Thank you, Ram Dass. You can be here now and experience heaven on earth. You have that power, but only you can choose to use it. So let's practice one more time, turning within, turning away from the outer world. Take a breath, take a few breaths, breathe into your heart, and relax into this moment. Just simply relax, be still, open, open, open. Dive deep into the stillness that you are. Feel your expansiveness. I am limitless. I am consciousness. I am awareness. I am everything that God is, expressing uniquely, individually as me. And so I relax, I let go, I release, I surrender. And all is well. And so it is. Amen.